guys, welcome back to my channel. My hair is like in my brush hair bun today because I'm gonna be revealing I'm gonna be revealing this baby over here. This is the Dyson Corrale. This is a set that was kindly loaned to me by Dyson. I just thought I should, give you guys a first impressions, a review, whether or not I think it's worth $600 or not. Basically, this video is a non-sponsored, non-paid review of the Dyson Corrale, which is the new and latest hair tool that Dyson just launched recently across the whole world. It is in their violet color. Let's get started, shall we? The first thing about the Dyson Corrale that I really was so sold was that they made it cordless. I think it was one of my Korean haul where I was talking about this cordless hair straightener that my hair stylist and makeup artist was using on me. My makeup artist in Seoul, she was using this portable, chargeable hair straightener on me when we were out shooting in the Gwangjang market when there was no power point. And she was using this cordless hair straightener. So I was really impressed. So when Dyson came out with this, I was like, oh my goodness, a proper full-size hair tool that is cordless. I think that is the #1 win for me. In there are 4 lithium batteries, which is also why there is some weight to it. I wouldn't say it's extremely heavy, but once you pick it up, the first thing you will feel is it's actually really quite weighty, but it's not to the point where your hands get really sore unless you're really taking a super long time to curl your hair or straighten your hair. Then yes, I will show you why later, but you don't actually need a lot of time to style your hair. Second win is that it's actually really sleek. All Dyson appliances, they are all really made for beginners, I feel, or made for everyone, I would say. All you have to do is just open it up, and you don't have very complex things going on. You have an LED screen over here, which you power up. So this is how much battery I have left inside. Turn on your heat settings. So there's a plus and a minus sign and a power on button. That's it. Just 3 buttons and you're set. Okay, so because this set was loaned to me, it's not a UK or a Singapore compatible device, but I'll let you guys know the 3 heat settings over here. If I'm not wrong, it's 165 degrees Celsius, 185 degrees Celsius, and another one I think is 205 degrees Celsius if I'm not wrong. I'll leave it here. It then tells you that it's preheating, and it's done. So when it's done preheating, it will let out a sound, so that way you know that you can start on your hair. I'm gonna show you guys one side with my Dyson Corrale and the other side with my lovely reformer. I know it's not apple to apple because the lovely reformer is definitely much thinner in terms of the width, and it's much smaller as well because it is not exactly a straightener only. It's also, supposed to go in with your bangs, the more delicate, detailed parts of your hair. So I know it's not apple to apple, but I just wanted to put them both to the test. And like I said, this video is not sponsored or paid, so I set it both at 185 degrees Celsius to make it fair. It has curved plates, so it allows you to do both straightening and also curling your hair, and you can do, I would say, up to about 3 styles. So I'm gonna show you guys how I would do the 3 styles. You want your hair to be completely dry. If you have used a heating tool before, anything apart from having hot air come out, you need your hair to be completely dry. If not, the style is not gonna stay. So with the Dyson Corrale, let's try straightening first. As you can see, the name Corrale means gather, and the plates just completely grabs every single strand. And what you notice is that it doesn't just fray. Let's try it one more time. And you can see the difference between the 2 hair textures. This one is much shinier compared to this part. The plate managed to catch all the hair, so I'm just gonna demonstrate it on this side to show you how a traditional hair straightener gives me this problem of not being able to catch the hair all at once. So I'm gonna take about the same size. So you start to see, this part starts to bend. And because of that, I will have to go another round again this portion did not get straightened. And I realized that the same amount of tension is not equal and not uniform throughout the whole piece of hair. The sides actually have less tension, like you lose the tension after a while. So I'm still gonna just pick up this last bit to focus on. By this point, I would have straightened this portion 3 times. So that is when you know that you are actually causing a lot of damage. The worst thing is it's just uneven damage across your hair. So I'm just doing it one more time. So you can see, because of the flexible plates, the hair is just not coming out and you get equal one swipe down. I love it. It just took me like 20 seconds. It's awesome. To me, number 2 best selling point is definitely the technology of the flexible heating plates that allow you to catch and gather all of the hair at once. So that means you don't have to go in 2 times, 3 times. You're actually saving your hair from additional heat damage. You're also saving yourself a lot more time, a lot more energy, a lot more electricity. Point number 3 is that you can actually use it both plugged in or wireless. So if you want to plug it in, you can use it just like a corded hair straightener. I always thought like with kind of magnetic tools, right, it's very easy to be like snugged and like pulled out, but this one has some sort of a weight to it. It doesn't just fall out so easily. And the best thing is it also comes with a stand, which I don't have it right now. Display your Dyson Corrale on it, on your vanity, and it doesn't actually have to just attach it to this. You can attach it to the stand itself. There is this button over here. This is a airplane mode for your Dyson Corrale. Thing is, when you have lithium batteries inside, you do have to carry it on your hand carry, and that honestly is the biggest downer for me, because a lot of us travel with only 7 kilos or 10 kilos of hand carry luggage, and this itself would probably take up like about 500 grams, 600 grams. I don't know exactly the weight of it, but I'll leave it here as well. And of course, it comes together with the protection bag, and they've decided to make it into like a 2-in-1 heating pad as well, so you can lay all of your heating tools on. And together with all of these, you do actually have quite a bit of weight that you need to carry it in your hand carry luggage. There isn't really a way to go about it. If you want a cordless function, you do have to, you know, have the lithium batteries inside. What this does is you can just completely disengage the batteries from the device. Open like this, and you can see it has been disengaged. Then close it, lock it, and store it in the bag. To ensure that this thing does not actually scratch the device, they actually came up with a slipper for it, so it's super cute. It's like this. You can hook it like this, so it's well protected, and it has 2 ribbons, so you can just tie it however way you want. So you don't really have to worry so much about it, but this is how it looks like. So now we are done with all of the pros and the cons of the Dyson Corrale. I'm just gonna show you guys some of the hairstyles that I will try once I get my hands on this. Heating up process is actually very fast. This is 185 degrees Celsius, and it literally took me 10 seconds. But okay, to be fair, if you're just starting it up when it's completely cool, I think it would take slightly more than like 40 seconds. Try to do some curls with this. Oh, it's actually really easy to glide. Make sure all of the hair is in the machine. That was so smooth. Oh my goodness, super smooth. Okay, so the bandana is much thinner, so I do think it might have a problem. Right off the bat, it's already so much more like difficult to just glide through. Ouch. Ah. Okay, I'm just not gonna. Okay. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Okay, you can already see that the curls are so much easier to make. They are so much more shiny and bouncy. Kind of use the same technique as well, and you do see a curl, but you also see quite a lot of tugging evidence and also just uneven heat. It's just uneven lah. Another style that I find it very hard to create with a hair straightener is the mermaid style. Then go it back in. Okay, so you can see this hair is starting to fly out. So now I'll need to regather again, redo the same place, and so this is the mermaid curl that I'm talking about. I do quite like this for this, but it does give me a little bit of some mess, like, you know, the curls are not created equally and evenly. So you can see this curl is not the same as the one at the side. But I don't hate it, I still think it's quite a nice style. So let's do it on this side. Out, in, out, in. Okay, the only thing is, because this is much thicker in terms of the width, you can't get quite a lot of different steps. You do have to make them much bigger and more spaced out, and this is the result. It's not that this is way worse than this in terms of this hairstyle, because you do get to create something completely different, but let's just talk about how smooth it is and how easy it is to use. Then this one is definitely a clear winner. So yeah, this is the end of my first impressions review kind of thing for the Dyson Corrale, their latest hair straightener. Let's just do my hair properly with this now. I'm just gonna go in with curls for my whole head today, real quick. This side is curled, and now let's move on to this side. Okay, and I'm back. Just did the entire head. I think it's super easy and I really like it. So now let's recap the pros and the cons. Of course, because it's wireless, it makes things so much easier. I can bring it with me on the go. I can touch up my hair in the car, especially in between events, or you know, if I had a really long day out at shoot and my hair is really flat, I can just kind of go in there and very easily just add some volume to my hair or just kind of restyle my hair. And I think that is a very huge plus. You can choose to use it cordless or corded. It's kind of up to you, and I really just love that option to have. Secondly, I think it's very easy to use because it's so smooth. It just glides really smoothly. You don't have to go in double times, triple times. You don't get your hair fraying out. I'm just honestly really sold because of the flexible plate technology, and I think that is super brilliant, and it really makes a huge difference as to how much heat you're putting onto your hair, how much damage, how much time you're saving, and of course your style will also look much nicer, and it gives your hair so much more shine because everything is just applied evenly and you get that tension. These are the two main pros that I think are already worth the money, in my opinion, and I will get to that later. For cons, of course, the price. I think the price for all of Dyson hair tools is definitely really on the much steeper side. Is it worth $600? I would say yes, if you always style your hair, especially if you always straighten, if you always curl, then I think yes, it's a really good investment. But when it comes to people who don't even use these tools on a daily or even on a weekly, then I would say no, because you're just not gonna be having that much use out of it, and $600 is quite a lot of money. Another con is the weight of it because it's slightly heavy, and also the fact that you cannot put it in your check-in luggage. I think that is a huge con for me, simply because I have to carry an additional weight on my hand carry, and hand carry luggage space is very limited at only 7 kilos or 10 kilos for some airlines, and this itself would take up almost close to a kilo, which means you do have to sacrifice some of your travel belongings and travel items if you want to bring your Dyson Corrale with you. Now, how long does the battery run in this? I think it's a fairly decent amount of time. To be honest, I wish it was longer, but it can run up to 40 minutes when it's completely fully charged wireless, and it also takes 70 minutes to completely charge from 0 to 100%. I think it's quite an okay time period because, to be honest, you don't usually take 40 minutes to curl your hair or straighten your hair. You probably only use about half the time, or like 25 minutes max tops, depending on how skilled you are with the hair straightener. But I do feel like, you know, if I were to forget to put this on the cord when I'm using it at home and I want to bring it out, I would not be able to last 2 styling sessions with this. So that would be a little bit of a pity, but I think it's not really a big problem to have. I'm sure a lot of you guys will have these questions for me. Would I recommend the Dyson Airwrap or the Dyson Corrale? So I would like to just put it out there that these two products are completely different, even though they both have the same objective, which is to style hair. So the Dyson Airwrap, I would recommend it to people who don't really want to fuss too much about perfecting the style, simply because the Dyson Airwrap uses hot air, and it is kind of like a hair dryer and hair styler 2-in-1. But the main difference between the Dyson Airwrap and the Dyson Corrale is that one uses hot air, whereas the other one uses heating plates. So the results that you get with your hair would be completely different. The Dyson Airwrap dries your hair and styles your hair, but if you were to do things like straighten, or if you would like to do things like curling your hair, you are able to do it, but the results will not be as smooth, shiny, and it will not last as long as the Dyson Corrale, simply because the amount of heat you're applying is 150 degrees Celsius, and this one you can go up to 205 degrees Celsius. So the amount of heat you apply on your hair also determines how much force you are placing onto your hair to make them stay in that position. Just think of it as an iron. Like when you're ironing a piece of clothing, you put it on low heat setting. Yes, you do get some creases out of the way, but these creases will never be completely sleek straight unless you go a higher heat setting. If you ask me, I still would use all 3 of my Dyson hair tools: my Dyson Supersonic Hairdryer, my Dyson Airwrap, as well as my Dyson Corrale. It's just different looks that I'm going for, and of course how much time I have on my hand. With the Dyson Airwrap, I would say it kind of is an in-between between the Dyson Supersonic and the Dyson Corrale. The only thing I would ask you guys to look out for is to ask yourself, what are you gonna use it for most of the time? Are you the kind of person that would wake up, shower, and have your hair wet, and then you just want to do a quick styling, a quick blow up to just walk out of the door with nice hair? Then yes, go for the Dyson Airwrap, because that would help to save a lot of your time and make your hair look really nice and healthy. Are you the kind that likes to do many different hairstyles? Like me, you like to do straight, you like to do mermaid waves, you like to do bouncy curls, you like to experiment, and you want your styles to last all day, then I would say go for a Dyson Corrale. So pretty much this one is exactly what a traditional hair straightener can do. The only difference is that you have all of these added benefits and added convenience that makes your life so much easier and makes your style so much nicer. So the next question is, if I already have an existing hair straightener, do I need the Dyson Corrale? The answer is it's really up to you, because $600 is not cheap, and essentially they do the same thing. But the only difference is that this is wireless and this one has the flexible heating plates, which allows you to save a lot more time, have nicer styles, and also save your hair from a lot of heat damage. If these are the things that you're going for, then yes, I would say it's worth it. But otherwise, if you don't really care about, you know, all these things, then I think your traditional hair straightener would be as good. So lastly, my conclusion is that I love the Dyson Corrale. I truly am so happy that they finally came out with a heating tool using heating plates. As much as I could create curls and waves using the Dyson Supersonic and Dyson Airwrap, there was definitely a huge learning curve, and also it didn't last as long as I wanted to. So now with this, ta-da! So happy with it because I can just touch my hair freely, and I know that the curls will last throughout the day. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and talk to me in the comments box down below. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!